Hello, it's Randy Duck and welcome back for another video. And today we have two replays to show you in the Tier 8 German premium light tank, the Tiger Shark. Yes, it is the 3-shot autoloader Hot Wheel light tank, which was released some time ago now. But it's a tank which is featured on my channel before because I quite like playing this tank, and every now and again I have a couple good games. And I've got two good replays to show you today. If you want to see the equipment and crew setup I use in this tank, you'll be able to see it at the bottom of the screen as I speak. But the first replay we have for you today, we are bottom tier on Serene Coast, and we are platooned up with big old Swindle 321 and Panda in our 3-man platoon, where we have two friendly fun police with us as well. And you can see I've got off to a good start on this game. We've taken a position, just a standard sort of position to try and spot the cross, which we managed to do successfully, and we picked up 1,200 odd assistance at the start of the game, and actually confirmed a kill as well, and not actually been spotted. So really decent start. Now our platoon-mate Panda is pushed up aggressively down the 1-2 line, and there's a lot of tanks sort of facing him, but somehow he goes on and he's surviving there. He's got cover by obviously friendly platoon-mate Swindle in his charioteer, but we also have two friendly artilleries who's probably going to be raining down from the sky. But I was just kind of waiting at the moment to see if anything overextended so I could try and get my clip in to help Panda, but it's not really happening. So I'm going to try and move forward now and see if I can extend my view range down this flank. We do actually spot that top tier 10 Italian tank destroyer there. We pick up a little bit more assistance as well, putting us on to about 2,000 assistance. But at the moment, we've only got one pen of damage, or the 200 damage with one kill. But this tank, like I say, you can pick up damage very, very quickly in. It's just got that lovely clip with quite a short reload as well, where you never really feel like you're out of the fight for that long. So we put 3 shots here into enemy artillery, the fun police, which we spot there. And now we need to pull back into safety so he can't shoot us. Puts us up to about 1,000 damage. Now I could have swapped it to load the HE rounds, because the HE, you actually have 102 penetration on the HE rounds on this tank, with little HEP rounds with 320 alpha rather than your 240. So if you're ever able to get a clip off in your HEP rounds, is quite nice, and you can really boost your damage. But we didn't do that because I kind of thought the artillery was going to move, and that just never really happened. So I was able to end up picking up another kill there, putting us on to about 1,500 damage now with 2 kills, 8 enemy tanks remaining. But the enemy team are starting to lose a little bit of control. You can see here we're trying to go around and light their TDs up. We've got this enemy tank destroyer, Soviet tank destroyer, which we're going to try and dump our clip in. We get 2 shots in, should be able to get a 3rd one in. We tried to get into drive wheel to slow him down, but it looks like he repaired that. But thankfully for me, he misses his shot, so I don't actually lose that nasty 750 alpha of hit points, and it's going to give us time to get out of there, reload, to be able to finish this tank off. You can see we put 1 shot in there, should be able to pick up the kill, which we do, and now we're getting a nice shot into the Italian tank destroyer, who is occupied by the medium tank in front of him. And at this stage, we're going to win this game now. It's 13 versus 4. It's a definite victory for our team. Just about making the most and getting as much damage out of this as we can. So I managed to track this tank destroyer in place and dump our 3 shots in there, which is good. Put us onto 3,300 damage with just over 2,000 assistance now, and 3 tanks remaining. Trying to find this enemy artillery who was looking at us. I know he's got to be around here somewhere. And there we go, we do spot him. We're just zigzagging a little bit because we're getting shot at by the enemy medium tank behind us. But thankfully the enemy TD gets taken out, and now we can just dump our clips into this enemy tank destroyer. Get 2 shots in, going to get hopefully the final shot in here. Unfortunately, I think that final shot bounced, and that is pretty much probably going to bring us into this game. I don't think we're going to get much more unless we can pick up any shots on that last remaining medium tank there. Enemy artillery does get taken out. We're going back to try and find that last remaining tank, but he's only got a sliving of hit points and he gets shut down. So that brings us into replay number 1, but we have a nice, a bigger replay coming up next for the second and final replay. But that one you can see, it was a good. I wanted to use it because our whole platoon mate had a good game there. Panda and Swindle, considering we were in tier 10 matchmaking. we had a decent game together. So let's move on then to the final replay of the video. Okay, so here we are for the final replay then on Nomonhan, and there is 2 enemy artilleries to contend with, but also we have 2 enemy artilleries in our team, which is nice when you're in a light tank because you actually might pick up a bit of resistance damage. It's on the spawn, the southern spawn, which in my opinion is not as good. The other spawn I feel has an advantage because they can push and get underneath their ridge, and it's a lot better to play on the other spawn. But what I'm going to do is try and take a somewhat aggressive position. Well, just try and spot the cross early, if I'm honest, because I'm in a light tank. I'm going to try and set up to see if I do spot anything. Maybe just give us a little bit of information. Maybe pick up a little bit of resistance from my friendly artillery. But more just try and find out, you know, how many tanks are coming this way, you know, coming on the cross. But straight away we get spotted by a enemy Barras there, who I do actually know is actually a really nice guy. He's also platooned up with a Randy Squirrel, who isn't me, but both of those are you know decent people there. So yeah, just a shout out to them. We're going to try and get back up on this ridge, but as I say, the enemy Barras, who I was just giving praise, has decided he wants to try and take me out. You know, fair enough, and he does manage to put both shots into us. Thankfully, he does at least lose his tank for it. So you know. Although I lose quite a lot of hit points, I have taken out a dangerous tank, but it has put us on a situation where we are only on 400 hit points now, so we've got to be careful for the remainder of this game. But at the moment, it's 14 versus 14, and bang on, even on the hit points pool there, both at 89%. But I'm just trying to wait and see if I can get any shots into these tanks here, which are fighting down on the 1-2 line, and just got to be, like I say, got to be careful. And I really need to take those tanks out because ultimately they're going to spot us when they poke on that ridge, and they're keeping our friendly tanks on the one line there sort of detected, and it's making it awkward for them. So I get a shot into the enemy Mantis there. I actually bounce one off him as well, and that puts him on to about 500 hit points, so he's clippable for us now. I am actually using the heat rounds in this tank because one thing to note is the heat. Generally, when you've got a choice between sort of AP or heat, I wouldn't spam the heat just because of the negative effect you usually get with heat, and that's a poor shell velocity. But you don't get that with this tank, and strangely the shell velocity on the heat rounds, it's got sort of high fast shell velocity, and it's quicker than the standard rounds. So the standard rounds, you've got 1080 shell velocity with 182 pen, but the heat rounds you have the 250 heat pen, but you also have 1204 shell velocity. So they actually travel, significantly faster, making it easier, less lead required to hit those shots. We're going to dump our shots here into this top tier heavy tank, which managed to get shut down there. Picking up our first kill of the game, putting us onto 1000 damage. But this game is far from, won. It's very, very close at the moment. We're still just trying to pick up shots. And this enemy Mill here, as you can see, is pushed up quite aggressively. We managed to get one shot in. If he backs up, we might be able to squeeze another one in. I'm trying to dump my remaining shots into this tank, which we do. We don't roll high enough to finish him off, unfortunately, but we do at least put him onto a one shot. Puts us onto about 2000 damage and 1 kill. But we're in a hard fight at the moment, and we've almost kind of not won either side. We're relatively even split at the moment. I think the majority of our team are probably on the sort of 9-0 line near the enemy base, and we're starting to get pushed back a little bit here, which is not good because if the enemy team pushes all the way back, we're going to lose ground and get forced into a corner, which I don't really want to happen because it's going to mean our friendly artillery, who we do have left, won't be able to shoot anything because we'll be pushed too back. So I want to try, and I'm going to see if I can sneak round on these tanks to try and create a different angle. I spot 2 tanks crossed here. We opt to put one shot there into the Inferno, who we track in place. I now need to get back down low because I'm a potential one shot to that Inferno. So I have to pull back and lose my spot here. We do get one in, like I say, puts us under 2,200 damage, and we lose our spot. But now I know those 2 tanks are pushed up into sort of the C1, 2 area. It may potentially give us an opportunity to sneak behind them. And then, one of those tanks is a one shot to us. The Inferno here, we're seeing if we can squeeze in a shot, but he's kind of hold down to us a little bit awkward at the moment. You can see the scoreline at the moment very even. We're 9 on 9, but we're actually losing in the terms of the hit point. We have less health remaining than the enemy team do, and we now are a tank down. But I've seen my window of opportunity, and that is to try and sneak around, because I'm now looking on the right hand side on the mini map, and we're starting to lose there. So I need to do something. I need to win quicker on one side. I need to try and do something so we're not stuck. Going to try and opt to get some shots into that enemy tank. We couldn't quite have the the shot there, but we were able to pick up the kill though on the enemy Super Persian there, which is good. Picking up 3 kills, putting us into about 2,300 damage. We are now in a 5 versus 7, and we only, like I say, we have less hit points than the enemy team. But maybe we can even that out by dumping a clip into that enemy AMX-30, who actually gets shut down by our friendly T-30, which is nice. Now I know there's an Inferno around here somewhere who I'm looking for at the moment, because I want to try and deal with this side, win this side. That will give me the opportunity then to either go and kill the enemy artillery, the Fun Police in their base, or turn around and fight the other tanks that might be coming this way. It'll just give us that window of opportunity. So I'm going to try and deal with this Inferno who now gets spotted. We managed to dump our full clip into this tank, which means that he is now a clippable target. Unfortunately, we do get spotted, which means the enemy Fun Police starts to pay attention to us. Also, if enemy tanks are being alert on the mini map, they will know my location, so there may be other tanks headed my way potentially. This enemy medium tank though does get taken out, which is good. Sorry, it wasn't the Inferno; it's the unskinned Inferno. Same tank, but pretty much the same tank anyway, just the unskinned version. But he does get shut down. That puts us on to 3,200 damage, and back into a 5 versus 5. The rest of my team are kind of in our spawn still, but this is giving us the window to try and find the enemy Fun Police. And you can see I have swapped to the HE rounds here, the HEP rounds, because it will boost my damage onto this target if I'm able to pen it. And I get my first shot in, which I do pen. And like I say, you've got 320 alpha, and that's really nice if you are penning those with those HEP rounds. I only take 1 clip just because you don't have a lot of rounds in this tank. You may want to take more potentially, but like say 102 HE pens is really good. There's a lot of targets you can actually pen with 102 penetration. So I'm trying to find this artillery. He's obviously leaving. He's trying to escape. I want to try and get my last 2 shells into him. But at least at the moment he's running, so it means he can't be looking to shoot our friendly team, which is good. Because that's just obviously stopping our tanks getting shot from the sky. We are able to spot him here. We get 1 shot in, which we pen as well. Another one, which we pen as well. And we pen all 3 of our HE rounds, which is good. And that's boosted to 4,200 damage. And we're now going to try and we need to finish off that artillery. There's also another enemy Fun Police artillery kicking about somewhere, which we're trying to find. If we can kill both of them, it puts us actually into a 5 versus 3. Well, it would have done, but our friendly artillery's got taken out. So the other tank is looking at our base, but we have 3 tanks still defending our base, so I don't feel like I need to turn around straight away. I actually think it might be more beneficial for me to kill the artillery to stop our team having to worry about getting shot from the sky, and they can just worry about what's in front of them. So we're able to kill the enemy GW Tiger there. We do get detected for it, and now I just think you see that tracer. I just saw a trace of the artillery, which means he's actually behind me somewhere. I'm trying to look for him now because I definitely saw where that tracer came from, and I'm looking to try and find him because I can only imagine he's going to be full hit points. So we can get easily another clip into him, and that'll put us on to 5,000 damage. I know he's around here somewhere, but I couldn't spot him, so I'm thinking, where actually is he hiding? He must be behind a rock somewhere, but I also don't want to come round that said rock and have him shotgun me, so I'm trying to keep my distance as well. We do spot him here, and we're looking to get a shot in. Now, I opt to dump my shells here, but in hindsight, I probably should have pulled back a little bit more and played that not as risky, essentially, because I could have shot him undetected if I was a bit more patient and I moved to adjust. But I was trying to just get my, just gambling that he just somehow wouldn't spot me. But I should be able to finish him off now. And like I say, now I pulled back, I'm not getting detected for it, which I could have done beforehand. We do pick up the 5th kill, and there's only 1 tank left. It's enemy Waffle when he gets shut down. But we do have a really nice game there because we, tier 9 matchmaking. We actually didn't get get any assistance whatsoever, but we do get a lot of damage. We get 5 kills, 5,200 damage. We kill both artilleries, get the high caliber and the ace tanker there. So thank you for your amazing support as always. If you do like the channel, please remember to like and subscribe, and happy tanking.
Hadouken!